Alright, welcome back everyone, and I hope you're ready to have some big fun. I'm your cadet, and with me, as always, is my best friend since diapers, Garrett.
Hi.
Alright, so I am a huge movie buff. I love film. I've always loved film, and I will never stop loving this imperfect industry. And I know you're kind of not as big of a nerd as I am with movies, but do you have any favorite movies?
Yeah. So my number one, if we're gonna talk about favorite movies of all time, especially as a kid, was Homeward Bound 2. Now, listen.
No, go for it.
It was such a cute movie. And I loved the first one. The first one was great. But the second one had San Francisco in it. That was the whole reason. Was that I liked this one more because I thought that I was repping, but then I realized that it shows a part of animals, but especially dogs, that I really like. And if you don't know, the family takes a vacation. They're going to Canada, and in the whole first part of the movie, Sassy the cat is kind of putting stuff in Chance's head, that Jamie doesn't love him anymore, and Jamie isn't helping. Jamie is kind of brushing him off, taking him for granted. So when they get to the airport, he believes that he's being sent back to what is called the bad place, which I'm guessing is a shelter. And he breaks out, and the two have to go with him and try to keep him out of trouble, which ends up being that they miss their flight and they get lost in the city of San Francisco. And I think that shows a lot about how dogs' minds work. It's not rational.
Okay, I do have a question though.
Yeah.
One, I've never seen the second one. But two, I thought the dog in the middle, the retriever, I thought he died.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
No, he survives the second movie or the first movie. And in the second movie, his name is Shadow. He's still predicted as older, but wise. And this does take place after their first one, so that is part of the same universe. In fact, in the first few minutes of the movie, Chance is except for one slightly bumpy trip over the mountains, it's very clear that this is all kind of part of the same universe.
Okay, because for some reason I really thought he died. I'm oh, they just replaced him already.
No. It's still him. I think the actors are all different, so it's not the same dogs. I think my favorite little tidbit about the first movie in particular, though, is that Chance, if you go back and watch the movie, he's wild. He was hard to work with, the dog actor in particular. He kept bumping into Jamie and tripping over nothing, so there's they had to voice over scenes where he fell.
Wait, hold on, you're telling me a dog actor was difficult to work with in Hollywood? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So they had to voice over the parts where he tripped. There was one where he's running through grass and he just trips over fucking nothing, and they have to voice him falling. On another occasion, he was, I think, getting in or out of the car in the first movie, and he knocked Jamie over.
He's a method actor. I mean, come on.
Chance was so cute, and so in the second movie, they made him clumsy. There's a whole scene where he's walking down the street with another dog named Delilah, and as he's talking to her, he kind of jumps over this this blockade, not thinking much, and then he drops into like a 6-foot hole.
So he did his own stunts too.
Yeah,
so far I'm hearing he was like the best actor of his time. So
it was I love this movie. It was a fan favorite of mine. Of course, me as a kid, I really only liked the dog movies. I've always been interested in dogs. That's kind of my thing.
So let me guess, the second movie is going to be a dog movie.
Yeah, and I hate to break your heart like this. It's All Dogs Go to Heaven. Now,
you know what, though? I will say it is probably one of the best movies of its time. But when you go back and watch it as an adult, after you've gone through like just so many heartbreaks with pets, it
hurts. It does. And then I'm going to add a little extra heartbreak onto this because I didn't know this until I was an adult. And the sad part about this movie is the little girl, Anne Marie. Her voice actor, I think her name was Judith Barcy. She voiced Anne Marie and Ducky in The Land Before Time.
That's right, because the director did that movie and this movie.
Yeah. She was tragically murdered at the age of 10 before this movie was released in 1988 when her father killed her in a double murder-suicide in their home. They were still in the middle of making the movie when this happened.
Yeah, because the only thing that I know, besides obviously unfortunate happened to her, is I know what's the main dog's name? Is it Charlie?
Yeah, his voice actor.
I know when he did his final like lines, like when he was officially passing, I know that when his character was saying goodbye, I know the actor, it was very emotional for him because she had already passed in her life.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like he was actually saying goodbye to her herself.
Yeah. And that always makes me a little emotional because, man, to work with, oh my God. The movie was great. But it's just a little extra heartbreak added on to the whole thing. Rewatching the movie recently, it was hard with that extra tidbit of knowledge. And in general, it's not just about these two stray dogs who need a home. It's about this little girl who needs a home. And it's an amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. I've met people who didn't even know the movie existed. Well, and I'm so surprised because it's a classic.
I think the issue is that I think some parents either like it or don't like it for their kids. Like, yeah. I personally liked it because I think watching it growing up, it helped me learn how to process, like, your pet's death.
Yeah.
I think, like, the other side is that parents might have thought, ooh, you know what, I don't want my kid watching this, because it does tackle a lot more than just, the obvious passing of, like, dogs, but I don't know, sometimes I think kids are smart enough to figure things out, and I just feel like it's one of those timeless classic movies that, I don't know, that's always a movie I remember, one, because I thought it was so cute, but two, as I got older, I started to realize some things I didn't know about the movie.
Yeah. It tackles death in such a different manner, and I love it. I was always really scared of kind of near the beginning of the movie when he steals the pocket watch, his little clock, and as he's being kind of thrown from heaven, from falling or whatever, there's the clock is, you can never come back, you can never come back. That was always terrifying. And the scene where he's drowning and the clock is underwater and it's slowly not producing as much bubbles and it's filling up with water and it's breaking. That was scary. It was terrifying as a child.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a dark movie, but like I still remember all the songs from the movie as well.
Yeah.
Like if you put it on right now, I guarantee I could sing along and dance to it. Like
yeah. And you know what? I think they have a show too.
I know they came out with the second one, but I didn't know they came out with the show.
Yeah, there was a whole show, and the premise of the show is that Charlie and Itchy are on Earth helping children and their dogs. Or I think it might be just their children. I have no idea. But they're helping people kind of move on in their life and do good things. And
kind of continuing with the first two movies
and
out.
Like give them confidence too. And it's, one of them I remember was a kid who wanted to play, I think it was baseball, and the kid wasn't very good at baseball. And so Charlie had to teach him how to play baseball and how to be more confident in playing. I don't remember the premise of all the episodes, but there's quite a few of them. But that was the one I remember the most, is the one where he taught him how to play baseball.
Well, since you shared something you're passionate about, which is apparently childhood dog films,
Yep.
I want to tell you about one of my favorite Hollywood mysteries that was and will never be solved. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard the murder of William Desmond Taylor.
I have not.
Okay, so he was a very famous director in the early 1900s. He was very respected, admired by a lot of people. His potential was unlimited, but his time was cut short on February 1st, 1922. Now, when word got out of the famous actor's demise, a crowd began to form out of his apartment. And when forensics finally got there, they rolled over his body only to discover a single bullet wound embedded in his back. And they looked everywhere, but there was no gun ever found. And given the stature of who was the victim, investigators went down the line of usual motives. However, on William's person, they found his wallet, which was filled with cash, a pocket watch, a silver cigarette case, a locket with the actress Mabel Normad's picture inside it. So it was obviously clear that it was not a robbery, at least not at this time. Apparently, a decent amount of money was never accounted for or recovered that William presented to his accountant before the incident. So when the investigation transitioned to questioning, close friends actually admitted that William had become paranoid about people close to him and was even described as going insane closer to the day of his death. Now that we know the crime, let's introduce the suspects in this game of Clue. I did pull up a little kind of diagram for you so you can follow along and see the pictures of.
Yeah.
Audio listeners can only go by names and what I say. So, Edward Sands. He is a reasonable suspect given his prior record and convictions for forgery and crimes related to embezzlement. He was known to have multiple aliases and even went as far as to change his accents from time to time. Now, months before the murder, Edward worked for William as his driver and for his cook. However, when William left for Europe, Edward forged some checks and even wrecked his car. They eventually found Edward's footprints around William's bed and confirmed that he burglarized his place, but his whereabouts became unknown after the murder was announced.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he was basically suspect number one, but they could not find him. Then we have Miss Mabel Normand. She was a very well-known actress, and she was the singular star that shined bright in William's polluted sky. Mabel, unfortunately, like most actors and actresses at the time, suffered from substance addiction, and she went to William for help. After her relapse, William went to authorities and stood his ground. He wanted to testify against the suppliers in order to free Mabel from her vices. It is theorized that the suppliers caught wind of this and hired a contract killer to silence him from testifying. On the night of his murder, Mabel left William's home with the book gifted to her and a wave of blown kisses as she drove off. She was the last person to see William alive, but it's not implied that she herself killed him, but that she could have been responsible for it.
Yeah.
And then Mary Miles. Now, she's another love interest whose love letters were discovered in William's home. A relationship was suspected between the pair, but William was known to turn Mary's affections away since there was a huge age gap between them. He was, I want to say maybe like 40s, and she was like early 20s.
Yeah.
So a pretty big gap. And he took note of this, and he saw himself more of a mentor figure rather than a lover to her. It is theorized that Mary went to visit the man she admired the night of his murder and shot him during an altercation. Besides Mabel, Mary is on the end of the list of suspects for me. I mostly just think she was a love-struck young girl who wanted William's attention.
Yeah.
I personally don't think it's fair to call her a scorned lover.
Yeah.
She doesn't really come off as a killer to me. So I usually don't like reading books that theorized her being a suspect because I don't think that was her intention. I think she was just a very young girl that, unfortunately, typical cliche, fell in love with a man she worked with, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like.
Now, the person who I truly think did it, or at least had a part to play in it, is Charlotte Shelby. And you're never going to believe who she is.
Who is she?
She is Mary Miles' mother, the girl we just talked about. So, I know. So, unlike Mary, Charlotte was identified as a shrewd and a very greedy person who leached on her daughter's success.
Oh my God.
When she caught wind of her daughter's little crush on William, she was not in favor of him because she was aware of how much Mary was devoted to him. In a similar fashion, Mary was suffering from some vices of her own, such as alcoholism and deep depression. So Charlotte declared that William was the last thing Mary needed in her life. The most compelling piece of evidence that favored Charlotte being the suspect is that she owned a pistol with bullets that equally matched the one in William's back.
Oh.
But, no. Coincidentally, that pistol was thrown into the bayou and never recovered. And even Mary openly accused her mother of the crime, but the district declined to pursue her.
What?
Yes. And then we make it to our very last suspect, Margaret Gibson. Our last player is another actress that worked with William. She was quite the wild card given her record. She was tried and eventually acquitted of allegations of some opium dealing and charges related to woman of the night work, we'll say. What is the most bizarre about her is that it was noted that on her deathbed, she actually admitted to killing William, but nothing could ever link her to the crime.
What?
So it's one of those, she said, he said, but there's no evidence to prove it. So it is a bit odd to admit something like that on your deathbed, but there was nothing that could link her to the crime.
Yeah.
But a lot of books and theories have been published about this, but unfortunately there was a lack of evidence and poor crime management, so this cold case will never come to arrest, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
I only learned about this when I went to film school, and one of my professors specialized in like the silent film era, and this was one of her favorite cases to talk about. And I like went through like a deep dive for like a year about this, and it's really bizarre how simple this crime is, but yet never ever like solved, like, and it never will be. Like,
that's nuts though, because I don't know what it is with people about, they're always admitting stuff on their deathbed, but this whole case, it feels like it could be wrapped up like that, but somehow it was never solved. There was just a lack of evidence, and I guess there's a lot of suspects.
I personally believe either Edward or Charlotte did it, because I don't ever want to use someone's background against them, but Edward was actively stealing and wrecking William's property. So he kind of seems like, you know, he already has that background. So he could most likely have done it, and they never found him. And he had so many aliases, so he could have predicted this to happen and escaped. But Charlotte, on the other hand, she had a pistol with bullets that matched the one that killed him. And I mean, without retrieving that evidence in the bayou, there's no way to tell.
I wonder if maybe they both had a hand in it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It seems like there's a lot of evidence that points towards both of them. And especially since it seems like Edward already has a criminal history, and Charlotte has motivation.
Well, yeah, and they both weren't known to be pleasant people, so...
Yeah. I think that says a lot about how this case ended up.
Yeah, and, like, given the time frame, too, early 1900s, crime scene management wasn't the best. I mean, even with a high-profile case like this, like, there were mistakes being made constantly throughout the case, so...
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I thought this crime was fascinating, and it has to do with the theme of movies this week, but...
It's very interesting how it all played out. And I agree with you on a lot of this. It would make the most sense, it being Edward or Charlotte or both.
With that being said, let's move on to our news segment that I'm calling Real Talk. And this is where we will review and discuss new movies or upcoming movies. So this is where I go. This is where I go on a bit of a tangent. So please feel free to interrupt me with questions or comments, okay?
Okay. Sorry,
so,
the photo.
Yeah, for those who cannot see, I put up a photo that I made myself, surrounding the two movies I will be talking about and how they made me feel. So unless you've been living with your social media off, we all know that the most anticipated book adaptation, Wuthering Heights, came out over the weekend. Now, I made the decision to see two tragic romance features all in the same weekend, but I thought we'd just go over the juiciest one first.
Okay.
So, before I ramble on with my praises to Emerald, the director, and the main cast, I would like to start this off the right way, if I may, by reading one of my favorite lines from the book.
Okay.
If all else perished and he remained, I should still continue to be. And if all else remained and he were annihilated, the universe would turn to a mighty stranger.
Ooh.
So, Wuthering Heights.
Yes.
Something I tend to bicker about in regards to film adaptations is what it actually means to adapt a film. Now, a director finds a source of inspiration from an already established story, and they choose to adapt it through heritable changes in structure/function. A film would not be considered an adaptation, in my opinion, if it copies word from word, action from action, straight from the source.
Yeah.
Now, everyone knows that when a series or a one-off book gets an adaptation, you do not go into the experience with one-sided vision. Of course, you can see what Easter eggs you can spot or what remain truthful from the original, but at the end of the day, it is not the director's job to please every audience member who may or may not have read the book.
Yeah.
Before I continue, have you ever read the book before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I read it twice because the first time I read it, I had a tough time getting through it. Not because of the context, it's because of how it was written.
Yeah.
It is a very condensed book, in my opinion. So, for people who haven't read it, I don't ever blame them because it took me a few tries to get through. But it's still a pretty good read, but it's definitely a kind of tough one to get through. So after seeing the film, I did browse online to get a sense of what people thought in terms of revisions. Surprisingly enough, I viewed some posts that shared portions of my own thoughts about how I felt about the film.
Okay.
The biggest controversy I could see and find that people were saying is that book lovers love to pick at the time frame of the film. And since you haven't read the novel, or if others haven't either, this is all you need to know about the structure of the book. The first act is about the relationship between Catherine and Heathcliff.
Okay.
Those are the two, like, love interests, we'll call them. And the second act focuses on the aftermath of Catherine's death. In the movie, they do things a bit differently. And with this, I saw the choice they made as an opportunity.
Okay.
I believe Emerald, the director of the film, knew what parts to include and not to include in the film. I think she wanted to give the people what they wanted out of this tragic story. Which brings me to my next point of some of the reactions to some of the spicy actions, we'll say.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not going to beat around the bush about this, but if you've seen the trailer, you know how sexualized this film is. The devoted passion between Catherine and Heathcliff is the center of the plot. Their extreme love and eventual affair romanticizes their tragic love story. The novel itself is not as sexual as the film was. It rather focuses more on themes of trauma and revenge, showing how destructive love can be between two people. Now, my hot take for the film is that I enjoyed the romance portrayed in the film more than in the novel.
Really?
Yes, I wish the novel ended like the film did.
Wow.
Now, I still love the novel. I do. But the film did something to me that the book did not. And I have a few reasons. And this is where we get to spoiler alert. Warning right now.
Yes.
Spoilers are coming. Spoiler alert, everyone. Give your chance. So, in the film, Catherine ends up marrying a man after Heathcliff leaves.
Yeah.
So once Heathcliff comes back into her life, I think like 5 years down the road, they begin to indulge in an affair. In the novel, the reconnection between the two was portrayed kind of like a missed opportunity. There was no intense sneaking around to satisfy each other's hunger. Even when Heathcliff overhears that Catherine is pregnant and is told it is not his child, he does not let that interfere with his feelings for her. Basically, nothing steers him away from loving Catherine.
Oh my god.
And in the book, it is not like that.
In the book, in the book, does he get mad? Or
At
is
what?
it is what you're
Like that she marries someone else?
no the baby.
Well, yes, because he finds out that she loved him as well, but she still chose to
Oh,
marry someone else despite of this. So she
okay.
basically disregarded him and his feelings like trash.
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say, if it were me, I'd be the fuck out of there, and I would be done. If I don't, after my horrible dates that we spoke about last time, I think I would be out. Jesus.
But then you miss that yearning aspect of the film.
Yeah, no thanks.
But speaking of Catherine, I believe it's fair to say that her, as a character in the book, she was not as loved as the Catherine portrayed in the film.
Yeah.
I think in Emerald's version, they chose to kind of frame her differently. She came across more as a victim who had to learn to survive given her circumstances. So it was a lot easier to be sympathetic towards her given the time period of the story.
Yeah.
The book, she's kind of more vindictive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the movie version of her, she's more heartbroken and hopeful of her love with Heathcliff. But I will say, one character I do feel bad for how they changed her in the film, because I walked out of the theater loathing her. Like, I wanted nothing but the worst to happen to her.
Oh my god.
And her name is Nellie.
Okay.
So Nellie in the film was playing chess behind the backs of Catherine and Heathcliff to ensure that their love could never be. She was the most destructive part of the story. Instead of being a loyal companion to Catherine, she instead manipulates and destroys any chances of her and Heath being happy.
Oh.
She let her own insecurities take over as her jealousy grew over time about Catherine.
Man.
Because she could never be held to the same statue as Catherine since she was the bastard of a nobleman.
Yeah.
So when Catherine has the opportunity to marry a wealthy man, his name's Linton, Nellie sabotages Catherine's dilemma of saying no to the proposal so she can be with Heathcliff.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Which, in the book, she's kind of more of a bystander. Like, she's just there.
Yeah.
She's there witnessing everything and, like, following along. But in the film, she actually plays the role of... we can call her a villain, we'll say.
Okay.
There's a specific scene where, in the movie, Catherine confides in Nellie that, hey, Mr. Linton has proposed to me. I know I should say yes. He's wealthy. I'll be taken care of. But my heart is telling me I should say no. And Nellie kind of says, well, why? What's the dilemma here? She says, I love Heathcliff. And Nellie knows this. She has known this. But she notices Heathcliff outside the window. And he comes in to listen to their conversation. So Nellie kind of spins the conversation to make Catherine look bad. Basically saying that she would never marry Heathcliff.
Oh.
That it would be a dishonor to herself to do it. And that she should be with Linton. And that's what causes him to leave. But Catherine changed her mind and went to go express her feelings to Heathcliff only to find him gone.
Oh, shit.
So she postpones the marriage for a year in hopes that he would come back. But when he doesn't, Nellie basically says, Catherine, it's time. And she ends up marrying him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Another difference that I kind of liked was, in the end of the film, Catherine dies from a miscarriage from her first child, and she ends up dying before Heathcliff can come and say goodbye.
Oh.
Yeah. In the novel, she dies after having her second child, her daughter.
Yeah.
I think the film ended beautifully because there was this such sorrowful. How do you say it?
Sorrowful? No. Oh no.
So my accent's not letting me say it. What is it? Sorrow. It was very sad. Okay.
Sorrowful.
There was this melancholy atmosphere in the theater because we knew that Catherine was dying, and Heathcliff's trying to get to her as fast as he can. And another thing that's different is in this version, Heathcliff actually has who he married in the film to get back at Catherine. He has her write letters addressed to her to get her to write back to him and talk to him. But Nellie kept burning the letters, and every time Catherine kept asking, "Did something come for me?" she would always say no.
Oh shit.
So she died believing that, Heathcliff was still mad at her and that she could never say, goodbye to him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So was it a spicy movie? Yes, of course. But there's also a lot of real emotions in it.
Yeah.
The costumes, the setting, and the music score was all at 10 out of 10 for me. There wasn't a moment where it felt overdrawn or rushed. The montages were probably the best part of the whole film. They were like mini music videos that were explaining everything. Every sequence felt like it belonged in the film.
Yeah.
I really think the movie did its job. I enjoyed seeing the chemistry between Margot and Jacob and how they chose to bring Catherine and Heathcliff alive.
Yeah.
Because there have been different variations of this story in like other films, but I don't know, something about this one just felt different. I started out flustered and warm in the movies, and then I left with heartache and tear stains.
Yeah.
Besides Frankenstein, I don't know if you saw the new one on Netflix.
I haven't yet. If you ask me if I've seen it, I'm probably gonna say no.
That is my homework for you. Go and watch that one, because besides this movie and that movie, it's my favorite performance of Jacob.
Okay.
He killed it with both these parts. Even the young actors who played the kid versions of them, they were beautiful.
Man.
They had the same chemistry as their adult versions did. It all felt right to me. And of course, everyone can have their own opinions, but I think this movie could be in my top movie of the year category for this year.
Wow, really?
Yes. And something that I took away from this, my favorite takeaway of this entire phenomenon, is actually what Margot Robbie said during an interview, because it aligns with my own mindset of when I start writing, which is, quote, "You should make movies for the people who are going to buy the tickets. I think it's very easy to get caught up in the anxiety of what potential people may think of your project."
Yeah.
Which I agree. I think there are critics for everything nowadays. Worrying on what people who you did not create a project for will steal the experience for the people you want to create for. That's kind of what I love the most about this film. I think I could see Emerald's personality as a director, which allowed me to connect with her work and appreciate the risk she took for the sake of her art and to not just please critics.
Yeah. See, I love movies like that. That's what makes them perfect in every sense of the word.
Aside from the story being the best part, I think seeing all the different memes people posting is probably the best part. So I wanted to show you 3 of my favorite ones so far.
Okay.
I'll show you this one.
Oh God.
I had to mute it because of copyright restrictions.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that.
Oh my
but
God.
I like that one because it's true. I think a lot of people expected just to come and see a very hot and heavy movie, but it ended very sad and tragic. And then there's this one. This one's my favorite.
Earth belongs to me, and from here I will enact my revenge. I will destroy the lives of Hindley and Minton, and the lives of their descendants for good measure. And not even my love for Kathy will stop me. Kathy! You, me, sneaky linky on the moors. I could get you home if you. I could. No? Isabella, pack your things. Go. And bring that door collar we had it.
Oh,
Yeah, so obviously if you haven't seen the film, there's some stuff that you didn't get, but I thought that kind of summarized what I was explaining to you about, like, movie and book difference. And then, Cafe, do you want a shag or not? And then, this one is obviously my favorite. I've already shown it to you a few times, but, that is exactly how I felt going in and out of the movies.
This is literally one of my favorite photos of all time. Like,
Because
not just this meme, but this photo. Because, like, what's going on?
Because it's true. I think when people first saw the trailer, you either already disliked the movie or you were intrigued.
Yeah.
Because if you've read the book, you know that it's not that saucy. It's more about the mindset of Catherine and Heathcliff behind the scenes. But the movie actually goes deeper into their character mindsets and their emotions and how that triggers their response action. And so I very much enjoyed it. You know, I can hear people's opinions all day about it, but at the end of the day, I love this movie. And now we are going to go to Dracula, A Love Tale. I don't know if you saw anything about this film before it came out.
No.
Really nothing. So it technically came out, I think it was last year or the year before, as an international film, but it didn't come out to the United States until this year.
Okay.
So now, Dracula is one of my favorite books personally. We all know the story, even if you never read the book before. There have been so many renditions of this story. Bram Stoker's Dracula will forever be my number one Dracula film.
Yes.
But however, this new Dracula film easily fits into my number two spot.
Oh my god.
And perhaps I myself am under the spell of Count Dracula once more, but I was living for this undead film. I could taste the devotion this Dracula had for his Elisabetta. My favorite, but equally devastating part was when Dracula tells his story of trying to find his love reincarnated. We see that transition of him giving up on finding her for himself and starting to turn people so he can use them as vessels to find her for him. Now, I have always had a little crush on Caleb Landry Jones, that's who played Dracula in this film. But after seeing him perform this role, I never felt more justified in praising someone before. I really hope he gets an acknowledgement this year for his outstanding acting. Everyone in this cast gave it their all. Again, costumes, settings, and storytelling really spoke for themselves. And I didn't even realize it until the credits rolled that Danny Elfman did the score for this film.
What?
I was gobsmacked. I thought I recognized the musical themes, but I couldn't think of who.
Oh my god.
So far, 2026 is not disappointing with its films, because I'm telling you, Friday, I was crying, and then Saturday, again, I felt that rush of warmth, but back to devastation.
Oh my god.
I've never felt more heartbroken in one weekend before.
Jesus.
But guess what? I will do it again, and when these films both come out on digital media, I will do it once more.
I don't blame you.
I was in love.
It sounds like such a great movie. I I don't watch a lot of films. I need to watch more. I've been saving up my money for something extra special that I'm working on. So it's I don't usually have the funds to go and see movies. I wait till they come out, and then I forget about them by the time they come out.
And that is why I am here, because my homework for you, even if I have to do it with you, is to get you to watch these 2 films and then read the books.
Okay.
But I think between the 2, I think you might actually like Dracula the most.
Really?
I do. I think it has almost the same amount of spice in it, but it's more of a pure form of love.
Yeah.
Where Wuthering Heights is more about power and devouring. Dracula has more like devotion and loyalty, and it's kind of like the romance you want, like the fluff with the dazzle of that cinnamon spice, whereas Wuthering Heights is like, sign me up for a kinky night, and like, leave your husband for me. You want me to kill your dad? Because I will. Hey, Kathy, we want a shag. Like, it is very much that. But do you have any films you're looking forward to this year?
I have quite a few. If we're gonna talk about this year in particular, I have 3 films that I'm super excited for. One is already out, and we talked about it last time. Iron Lung. Iron Lung is this new film, and it's done by Markiplier. Markiplier is this YouTuber. He played a lot of games. That's actually how he came up with this film. He played it as a video game before. He reached out to the maker of the video game, and together they created this. And to my knowledge, this is a really good movie. I've heard a lot of people say that it's considered cosmic horror. You have to kind of know the game before you go into it, or at least seen him play it. And I'm like, okay, I know of the game, and I don't remember what he did in the game.
I was about to ask, because I just found out today for me that it was based on a game. I didn't know if you could like tell me a bit about the story game, or.
So what I know is that he's piloting a submarine into a blood ocean, and like literally an ocean of blood,
as one does.
Yeah. And that's really all I know about it. I don't know if he's like purposefully doing it, or if he's like some sort of prisoner and he's doing this. I have no idea. But I know that he is going down into a blood ocean. There's like a photo of him like covered in gallons of fake blood. There was so much fake blood. In fact, it hit a world record of the most fake blood ever used in a movie.
Wow.
And that concerns me a little bit. This is like an indie movie, by the way. And it was top of the charts for a long while. And I'm so excited to see this. I do plan to go out and actually watch this eventually. I'm hoping sometime in the next week or so. It's a good movie. And
so far, like I've seen reviews. I've seen like some people said they were not expecting this after they heard who was producing it, but also acting in it. Because I had no idea he was actually in it until I saw him in the trailer. I thought he was just funding the project as like a side thing. But
he's been acting a lot more recently. He's been in a few different movies and different shows, I think. I couldn't name them, but I've seen clips of him. Like, I'll be like on TikTok, and sometimes there's those people that post like clips of movies or videos or shows or whatever. Mm-hmm. And somehow I see him and I'm like, when did he get there? Hold up. What's he doing there?
Hey, it's Markiplier.
I know he's in a few different movies. Love him, by the way. I think I have a picture of him somewhere in this. Yep, there it is.
There he is.
I love him. He's great. He got me through a lot of my high school years. He introduced me to one of my favorite games of all time, Firewatch, which was having a movie in development, and then I think the company sold, and now there's no like real updates on if there's actually going to be a movie soon. If you have not heard of that game, please go look at it. It is, I can't even describe it. It is one of my favorite movies to date. Another movie that I'm excited for is Goat, which is, I think it's already out in theaters.
I think it came out, weirdly enough, the same weekend. Yeah, as Wuthering Heights and Dracula Love Story.
Right. So, this movie is about literally a goat who wants to play basketball. I don't think they call it basketball in this movie. And all these people have told him all his life that he cannot play because he's too small.
But don't they know he's the GOAT?
Exactly. And I'm actually really excited because it's got, it's from the same people that made K-pop Demon Hunters, the Spider-Man movies, and they're great artists, and I love them.
I also didn't know that Caleb from Stranger Things actually voices the GOAT.
Yeah. So this will be kind of an exciting movie to go and see.
So it's basically like Zootopia, but with sports.
Yes.
Is what I got, which is fine. I'm not trying to diss it, but that's the kind of vibe I got, is like the same, like, oh, you can't be a cop because you're a bunny, and oh, you can't be a basketball star because you're a GOAT. Like,
yeah, it's that same vibe. And then, it just in general, I love these kinds of movies. I mean, they're really cute. I've seen a lot of commercials for it. It's been really hyped up. Stephen Curry's in it. Like, this is really cool as a project. And I've never been one for sports. I've always said I've hated sports. Like, the only sports that I've ever wanted to play are fucking tennis. And
it's mostly Wii tennis.
Yeah, so. And I did play real tennis. I was okay at it. And then bowling. But this would be exciting.
I think it'll be cute, like a cute little watch, like.
Yeah. Speaking of animal movies, Hoppers is coming out very, very soon. This is us, by the way.
It is. Oh my god. Also, can I just say, I'm so glad they chose a different type of generic animal to play, like, the cute, like, protagonist.
Yeah.
A beaver. They're so cute. I'm so glad that this movie went with a different option of an animal as a protagonist.
Yeah. And, like, the idea of the movie in general is so cute. And, like, if you haven't seen the trailer, please go watch it. Oh my god.
It is so cute.
I'm just waiting for it to come out. I think it comes out in March. I'm actually not too sure.
I think it could be March 6th. It's either the first week or first weekend of March it comes out.
Yeah. And it'll be such a cute movie to watch. It kind of gives me... What was that one movie that came out? Was it last year? Robot or something? The one about...
Oh, Wild Robot.
That's it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
It's the same studio, right?
Yeah, I think so. I still haven't seen that movie. I'm so sad. I never have time.
Good, but it's very... It is sad.
I know it's sad, and I'm so excited to watch it. I do plan to sit down and like actually see it. But Hoppers is such a cute little concept. They put somebody in the body of this little beaver, and to like study animals. And I'm not too sure much else about like the movie. I love going in blind to movies.
Whereas I'm the
Because-
researcher that's like, oh, this and this happens. Like,
Yeah, like I don't want to know what happens. Like I purposefully skip any trailers because I don't want to know what happens. I want to go in blind and be surprised because I don't want to guess the ending. I don't want to know anything. I want to watch the movie, go in blind. I do the same thing with books. I don't read the back. I go, this sounds cool. Okay, I'm getting it. I don't care about the back. Just give it to me. Maybe that's a problem, but
no, I think that I wish I could be more relaxed like that, but like I have to watch the trailer, I have to read the synopsis. Even with books, I have to look at the front and back cover. I have to read the synopsis. Sometimes I'll start reading the first chapter to see if I'll even enjoy it. Like I wish I could just be like, I see that thing over there, I'm going for it. Going in blind, guys.
it's so great going in blind, and I wish more people did it with me. But I think if you're gonna watch any movie and it be like a cute little cartoonish movie, this is it. Because Wild Robot I know was really good, so I'm excited for this one. I really like the animal movies. I really do. maybe that's a problem, but they're so cute. I love it. Another animal movie. This one isn't coming out till 2007. Wait. 2027.
That's right, guys. We're going back in time for this movie.
Ice Age, the sixth Ice Age movie.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah, I'm bringing up Ice Age again. How many fucking Ice Age movies do we need? Like, at this point, I'm watching it because it's gotta be a joke, right? No way. There's no way that they're coming out with a sixth movie. I've heard that there's like, it's gonna be called The Boiling Point. And I don't know if that's true. I've seen a lot of AI trailers and they're all fan made. And like, I honestly, it's nuts.
I don't know what else they
Like,
could
what else-
add in. We already had a meltdown. We already had dinosaurs. We already had an asteroid. We had the flooding and the continental drift. Like, the only other thing I could think of is having them interact with like humans again. But
Yeah.
how is that going to look now?
It's a very strange concept to have, and it just in general, there's so many movies. Personally, I think they should just let it fucking die at this point. It's, how many adventures do these motherfuckers need? Like, I'm sorry. Truly. How many? I
But I
thought we
just-
wrapped up on the last one. Like, I thought it was done and over with. No, of course. But they have to make another one. I'm just, you know what? I'm more curious about how the squirrel is going to play a part in anything. That little, or what, it's not a squirrel. What is it? A scrat? That's what his name is.
Yeah, that's his name. Scrap or Scrat? Something.
I think it's Scrat. And I love him the most. He used to make me laugh. In the first Ice Age movie, I think it was the first one. No, it was the second one. There was a scene that like it made me so stressed. And he's like under the water and he's got his nose up and out of like a little crack and he's trying to breathe, but he breathes so hard that the nut he's been chasing gets stuck against his nose. I hate that. Why? That scared me so much because like as a kid, maybe this is weird. I would sleep face down into my pillows. So
No, I still do that. So
I would start to suffocate. And I was at the point that I would wake up and realize that, like, I needed to get up. My body wasn't moving fast enough. And so I'm sitting there panicking, and the only thing I could think of is that fucking squirrel in my nightmares that I'm gonna suffocate, and all I can think about is that stupid squirrel and his little nut. Okay? Hate him. I love him, but I hate him. He was like the source of my nightmares, and like every time I slept face down, I was scared because I was gonna end up like that goddamn squirrel.
But yeah, I don't know what the next concept is gonna be. Like,
it doesn't make any sense. Like, what could they possibly talk about this time? Like, I thought it was enough that they did the continental drift, which I was so excited for as a kid because it had Jennifer Lopez in it, and I loved Jennifer Lopez, like top artist as a baby, and as a baby too. Loved her music, was great, but they should have ended there. They should have ended at the fucking third one.
oh,
Honestly.
absolutely.
Like, I could have gone my whole life without watching the fourth one, but third one, that's it. Again, I'm gonna list it off: Ice Age, and then Meltdown, and then the third one, which is the Dawn of the Dinosaurs. End it there. We don't need all this other, like, continental drift. Okay, great. I don't give a shit. Whatever. And then this other one, and it made no sense. The whole plot was insane. Like, the whole movie was basically just Manny and Ellie, like, like pressuring their daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And about how I guess Manny didn't like what's his face.
Is it bad? I don't even remember her.
No, I don't
His
remember
name?
either.
It's
Julian.
Is it Julian?
Yeah, his name is Julian.
Okay, you know it's bad if even, like, I don't know. I don't even know it.
Like, why do we need it? I don't get it. I just, oh my god. And they should have just left it, but they didn't. Of course they didn't. They had to
No,
make
of course
all these
not.
other movies, and now they're making a sixth one. Why do we need the sixth? Get the sixth out of here. What? Leave it alone.
Well, how else are they gonna, like, present you with the seventh one? You need a sixth one.
It's like how there's a fifth Shrek movie coming out.
Okay, let's
By the
not
way-
even. It looks so bad.
It does. And, like, honestly, like, I have a lot to say about the first Shrek movie. It was so good, but the problem is that it's one of those adult movies. It's not like meant for children. But the first one, it was a punishment for animators. It was such a bad project, and it was so hard to animate him that they kind of stuck the animators who were lagging behind and not doing as well on this project, and they said,
Mhm.
here you go, do it. And that's how we ended up with Shrek. And there was also a point in where they were going to, I think, cast somebody, and Shrek didn't have an accent. He
No.
was just straight up had like an American accent, like just nothing, you
And,
know?
like, talked very normal, like,
Yeah, and I'm like,
hey,
okay.
I'm Shrek, how's it going, guys?
Yeah, and then they hired somebody, and he just was like, I'm gonna put a spin to it. And it was the perfect spin they could, like, it was so much more, like, otherwise, I think the Shrek movie would have been awful. I would have never watched it if they didn't give him his little accent.
Oh yeah, no, Mike Myers, like, everything saves the day. You know, he came in and said, okay, this is his character. Okay, Scottish accent, engaged.
Yeah.
Because that makes everything tastier, a Scottish accent.
Yeah. Now, I think, again, with the movies, it's the first, second, and third for me that are good. Leave it at that, honestly.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't like the last one too much.
Yeah. It just didn't make sense. And, no, thank you. I have a lot to say about movies and, like, their sequels. I think some sequels are better than the originals. I think some, can be really good, but there are a lot that are really bad. And it's that rule of threes that we were talking about. Just after the third movie, everything is shit. Stop making movies after that. Like,
well, speaking of good and bad movies, one of my most anticipated movies for this year is the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Oh my god.
I am not the best gamer. I suck a lot at games, but I was always good at Mario Kart and some Mario games, but I don't know what they're cooking at that studio, but the first one was pure perfection.
Yes.
And you know it's good when my dad still watches the movie, even after the theaters.
Oh my god.
Like, we will watch that movie all the time. And my dad will sing the Peaches song to my mom all the time.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Have you seen the trailer yet or no?
No, I haven't seen the trailer, and I haven't seen the first one.
Okay. Well, that will be another homework for you. We'll watch it together.
Yeah.
But obviously, given the title, they kind of explore the game Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
And then we get introduced to Yoshi, and then we get introduced to Bowser's son, and then we get introduced to the other princess. I think it's Rosalina, I believe is what her name is.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm very excited for it. It looks super cute again. I can tell they edited the animation a bit because some of the characters look a bit different. Like Princess Peach looks like they adjusted her animation a bit. But yeah. I'm just super excited to see Yoshi.
Yes.
He looks so cute.
I love Yoshi so much. I don't know if you remember when we... I don't know if you remember. When we took that trip to Florida together. And I brought my Switch and we played... was it Super Smash Bros?
Oh my god, yes, because I kept falling off the platform.
Yeah, and my main was always Yoshi.
God, I was so terrible at that game.
Me
but
too.
then I watched the movie, I'm like, oh my god, I could go back and I'm the greatest player, and then, like, immediate death. Just immediate.
Yeah. We'd both be terrible.
Like,
I haven't
why?
played that game in years. But that is an exciting movie to look forward to.
But I love it because, like, watching the movie makes me want to play, like, the games again and, like...
Yeah.
Get back into it, even though I know I'm so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But that's definitely one movie I'm keeping my eye out. Another one is The Bride. I don't know if you've seen anything about this one.
No.
It's kind of like a spin on The Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, it's set in like the 1900s. And from what I got from the trailer, there's this girl that is killed. She's like pushed off some stairs by someone.
Oh.
And Frankenstein and like his maker find her. They like dig her up and they like bring her back to life. And it's just like a story about their life together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See, that sounds like such a good movie.
But again, I like that we're seeing someone do something different with the story, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're taking their own spin on it. Like, the trailer's very lively, and it's like energetic, and it already makes you pick the side of like the Bride and Frankenstein already. Like it kind of also reminded me a bit of Gotham City, because there's this one line in the trailer that the bride says, like, the dead has something to say, or we have something to say, you know, against like the living. And
Ooh.
I think there's a lot of classism in it, which is kind of very nice to see, especially during that time period. But it looks like a very insightful adaptation of the original.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, because even in the trailer, when they give her her name, you know, because she doesn't remember who she is, obviously, Frankenstein says, you know, we'll call you the Bride of Frankenstein. She's like, no, just the Bride. Hence why the title's different.
Oh.
So I thought that was very interesting. I like that take on it.
Yeah. No, that's super interesting.
I think that will be a very good one to look out for. And then the next one I'm looking forward to, I don't know, have you ever heard of the book Hail Mary?
No.
So they're making a movie called Project Hail Mary, which is basically about a guy that has to solve a riddle about why there's like a mysterious substance that's causing the sun to die out.
Oh.
And he basically has to solve it in order to save the earth and everyone. But it was a very interesting book. So I'm very excited to see what they do with that. But I'm also noticing a lot of book adaptation movies coming out this year.
Yeah. And also a lot of game adaptation movies. I think it's just like a theme of this year, you know?
But I think people are finally voicing, we want new content, you know?
Yeah.
We don't want like the 7th, the 8th rendition of this movie. We want something new and different.
Yeah.
Another book adaptation, The Odyssey, it's coming out this year.
Ooh.
Which Christopher Nolan, since he's directing it,
yeah,
I can already assume that it's going to be a beautiful masterpiece, like setting wise and costume wise. And
see, that's really exciting. I love on this because you're showing me a picture here of the the kind of the spine decorations on the back of the helmet there.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Which again, like it's paying homage to the original, but they're also making it their own.
I love it when movies do that. They make it like their own, and it's new. It feels new. As I love when things stick to the book, but also I love when they go out and they do their own thing.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see, because you know you have the Iliad and the Odyssey. I'm very curious to see like where he picks to stop at.
Yeah,
like how truthful he's going to remain to like the book series.
Yeah. Like, are we going to veer off, or are we going to stay and have there be like little things here and there that are different?
But I also like to. I've only seen one trailer for it, and it's because I was at the movie, so I couldn't really avoid it. They focused more on his mindset going into the journey back home, but the only thing they kind of give you a sneak peek at, but not really, is when they go into the cave of the Cyclops.
Oh.
But they don't show you the Cyclops, but you see like his shadow coming in.
Yeah.
But again, they don't show you too much. They just choose to focus more on the mindset of the protagonist and what he's choosing to leave behind and what he's fighting to come back to.
Okay.
Which is very great, because I feel like what Christopher Nolan does well is he doesn't show all of his cards in the trailers.
Yeah.
He kind of keeps some things hidden, which is really nice, because what irks me about trailers, especially in modern time, is it gives everything away.
Yeah. That's why I always go in blind, because it gives everything away. And it's like, why? Then I might as well not go see the movie. It's already done. I already watched it in your trailer. That's why I avoided like the new Zootopia trailers, because I thought that it might give it away, which still have never seen that movie. Whoops.
More homework for Garrett.
Yeah.
But no, like, speaking of like trailers not showing too much, I don't think you're as big of a Marvel buff as I am, but
No.
Avengers Doomsday, they have not shown anything until recently about this film, and I love it. I am so glad that they're kind of, because they've already told us who's in it, like casting wise.
Yeah.
So we know who to expect, but not what to expect. I mean, obviously, if you've read the comics, you kind of hope you have an idea of what they added in, but you never know. Comic movies are predictable yet unpredictable, because they can always choose to add whatever they want and to take out whatever they want.
That's true. And I think it's like that with any movie. I'm excited to see how they take this. You know, I've never been an Avengers fan, but my friends are. And it's like, okay, I'll go see it with you.
Yeah, because it's hard, because this is the movie we've all been waiting for. Because everyone thought we were crazy when Endgame came out. This is going to be a whole new platform, because we have not only the Avengers, we have like the X-Men joining as well. Like, everyone. It's everyone. And what I love the most is that some of the older characters, like from like the early X-Men films, the original actors and actresses are coming back.
Really?
Like, yes. I know the only one I can think of at the top of my head is Alan Cumming. I don't know if you know who he is. He played Nightcrawler, though, in the original X-Men.
Oh, okay.
And as soon as I saw he was coming back, and he talked about his first day of doing stunts, I was jumping for joy, because he was not only my favorite X-Men character, but I loved who ended up playing him. And to find out that he's coming back and not some, poor new actor trying to fill in his shoes, I was so happy that they're actually considering and asking the older actors who play these characters to come back.
Yeah. See, I love it when they do that. Instead of
know. Because it's literally saying to fans, we know how much these early comic movies meant to you, so we're going to try to bring back that homage to the newer stuff.
Yeah. They're listening.
Which is great, because, again, comic fans, besides book fans, can be some of the most critical people you've ever met.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's one of those things where it's going to happen. Like,
yeah.
Because for some people, these are beloved characters. Like,
it's going to be hard.
So we got Avengers Doomsday, and then also the same year is the new Spider-Man movie.
There's a new Spider-Man movie?
Yes.
Oh my god, another one?
Yes.
See, this is not one of those where I'd be like, oh, there's too many. When was the last time? Oh. See, I had never watched any of the Spider-Man movies. Was never interested in Spider-Man. Didn't care for it. And I told one of my close friends this. And she gasped and went, "Excuse me?" And so she forced me to watch the Spider-Man movies. And we started, I think, on New Year's. Like, midday. When then we got to about, I think the animated one, the first animated movie, because we went in order of release.
Thank God.
And I remember feeling a little weird. Now, I want you to remember that this was like, I think it was 2021. This was New Year's Eve, so going into 2022. So this was still when COVID was kind of a big thing. And I'm sitting there in her house. And I'm feeling a little weird. I'm like, okay. And right as I register, I hear her look over at me and go, I don't feel good. I realized in that moment we were both sick. So I ordered us cough drops. And
is it bad? I thought she was referencing the Spider-Man scene of I don't feel good. I thought, oh my God.
We haven't gotten to that movie yet.
I really thought you were gonna pop around that and be like, and then she was mimicking Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Oh my God.
No, but
I feel so bad now.
It was so bad. It's like I was like, uh-oh. So we paused our movie watching on that movie, and then the next day, we both were really sick, and I said, okay, I gotta go home. Like, I can't do it. I gotta go home. So I went home, and I tested positive for COVID. And we have never finished the movies.
Okay, well, it is my duty now to take over and show you the rest of them. Do you know which one you guys stopped at?
It was the first animated one. That was the one that we stopped at.
Oh, Into the Spider-Verse?
Yes. And then that was the last one we watched.
Okay, I will now take over. I will be your guide in this journey.
Yes, please.
To prepare you for the new one. I will
Thank
prepare
God.
you for the new one coming out.
I need somebody to do it.
I'm here. I heard your call. Also, something new I wanted to try. I thought it would be fun to have like a question of the day for us.
Okay.
So, your question is: you're preparing for Armageddon, but only allowed 3 types of tin food. What would you choose and why?
You know, I'm going to say that the first one will be peaches, like canned peaches.
Another Ice Age reference. Got it.
Was not an Ice Age reference, but like I really like peaches, and I feel like it would be nice to have peaches on an island. Okay. And I think obviously any protein. I don't trust fish. Chicken, although would be good, I would be stressed to eat that because chicken, it could easily give you food poisoning.
I think that's your last concern with Armageddon coming closer.
True. But, like, you have to survive, right? I don't want to be sick during Armageddon.
Do you?
So, I would say Spam.
Ugh.
Spam, I know. It's gross, but it lasts a long time. That's why I added peaches first. Spam for the protein value, not for the taste. So I'm not thinking about taste at that point. Anything
I'd rather
in my
walk
body.
out to Armageddon with my arms open, said I'm ready. Take me now. And bam.
Oh my god. And then I think maybe beans. I don't know what kind of beans.
What kind of beans?
Well, yeah, I have no idea.
Just
because
beans.
Just beans. You know, whichever is laying around. You know, I can't be picky. Me with my first one, though, being peaches.
Okay, so I kind of was thinking similar to you. I put sliced pears because obviously fruit, and I also grew up eating those. and then I put chunk chicken breast for protein,
Ooh.
and then I
Okay.
put baked beans.
We both
So-
chose beans. Okay.
So it looks like
Um,
not much trading for either of us, because I'm not taking your spam.
Yeah, and no one is gonna pry my fucking peaches from my cold, dead hands. I'll tell you that much. My bad, I like peaches. You gotta think practically, you know, when this happens.
Well, my first thought was, I'm a carb girl. I cannot live without bread. So then I'm like, oh my god,
yeah.
canned bread. And then I thought about the SpongeBob meme. Canned bread. But do you know what canned bread actually looks like? It
No.
looks like this.
Ew!
It looks like a tube
Why does it look
of
like
a certain
that?
substance, we'll say, that you find in a sewer drain.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, that is what canned bread actually looks like.
It's really gross.
Like, I wanted to do it for the meme, but, like, the thought of having to actually eat that. No.
Yeah, I would not put that in my body. I am so sorry. Like, you wouldn't put spam in your body? I would, but this is not okay.
I never
I'd
thought
rather eat
SpongeBob would lie to
only
me.
spam than eat this bread.
Oh, it looks so.
It looks disgusting. Like, who, by the way, made that? Because that's so gross. Like, for what? I mean, I wouldn't feed this to my children. I don't have any kids. I wouldn't even feed this to my dog.
It looks like someone created this with the intentions of knowing they would never survive a war, but wanted to get back at people who did live.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Is there canned cheese? I would rather. You know what? Never mind.
I don't know.
Do
Do you
Because
want
they
to
can
if you
cheese,
can find canned
but like,
cheese?
I'm lactose intolerant, so a canned cheese.
Just soak
isn't
it
gonna
up with
sit
some
well.
canned bread.
Ew!
Ugh.
No. God, I feel like canned cheese would be even worse.
You ever seen those videos on Instagram, like those reels, where this person buys expired food from like World War One, World War Two, and like Vietnam War and like the 1930s, and they're like canned food products, and they open them for the first time.
No thanks.
It's so interesting to like watch, but once they like get the stuff out, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, no thanks.
Like
Get it
what
out
did
of
I
my
think was
face.
gonna happen? But oh my god, it's so disgusting.
Like, I would rather eat anything else.
Ugh.
Canned products can be gross.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest canned girly, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy a nice crisp can of SpaghettiOs every now and then.
Okay, you know what? That is good though.
But the one with
are
like the
different.
meatballs in it though, like the
Yes. Okay, I
Mm.
agree with you there. You know what? I should have put that down.
I
didn't
was
even
going
think about
to, but
SpaghettiOs.
I need my baked beans, man. I need.
Like, I didn't even think of. I should have thought of.
But now I can't have beans on toast because I'm not eating canned bread.
Oh no! Not that I can't believe that. I can't believe it looks like that. That is so nasty.
It's so foul. It's disgusting.
I'm gonna make fun of anyone who ever ate canned bread. Gonna say that much.
Especially willingly. Like, hey guys, just bought some canned bread, you know. Hey guys, you want a sandwich? I'll open up a crisp can of canned bread.
Like, I get it. It might have been cheaper, but like, you could not pay me any amount of money to put that in my body.
I'm leaving your
Ever.
house. I'm gone. I'm going. I'm
I'm going home. I would rather do anything else. Please. I mean that.
I would DoorDash bread so fast.
Yeah. In an instant. Would not care.
Ugh, now I'm just thinking about canned bread.
The canned bread is nasty. It really is. And I feel like there are a lot of gross things that, like, gross canned foods you could eat. But top of the list for me would have to be the canned bread. Because that looks nasty, and I don't ever want to see it again. That's literally the worst thing.
No, I don't ever see that being in my life anytime soon. But speaking of life, do you have any new life updates you want to give out before we close off?
Oh, yeah. So this has been kind of a long time coming. You know, I've spent a lot of my years not doing much. You know, I think I've mentioned this a few times during this podcast in particular. I work a lot with dogs and animals in particular. I really like animals. It's kind of a passion, you know? Like, I already currently do shelter work, like volunteer work with a local SPCA. Recently, I have started going to veterinarian assistant schooling with Penn Foster. It was pricey, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. I get to do an externship. I have a hands-on course that I need to do, and then I'm done. And it's all self-paced. So this is gonna be a great opportunity for me to be able to work with animals more one-on-one. And once I finish that, I'm gonna move on and do the vet tech course, which is 2 to 4 years of work.
Yay! No, it really is a very, very important milestone for you. And I already told you this yesterday, but I was very, very super proud when I heard the news.
Yeah. I'm so proud of myself, and like everyone around me is like really impressed, and I don't know, I never thought I'd make that step. I thought I'd kind of be stuck where I was, but here I am, I'm doing it.
Well, no, I think that's why I find it so special, is because there was no one that pushed you to do something. It was, you recognized the only person stopping you from making this choice was yourself, and you chose to stand back and be like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do it, and you did it.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that I'm getting to finally do something this exciting, and I'm ready. I'm so ready, and I guess I'll have to update as we go along through our podcast, and how it goes. And I mean, I'm really excited.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited for you. I mean, wow, adulting, so much fun.
Oh yeah, we'll have to talk more about that in another episode.
Yes, give a life update on both of us. But I'm super proud. I made you tell me immediately we were gonna wait for the podcast, but I was very impatient.
Yeah, and so was I. I was like, can you just like call for like a second, please? Like, this is news that needs to happen. I hate that we had to do it over the phone, you know, but like, I wanted to tell you so bad.
I just book a flight. Hold on, I'm on my way.
Like, hang on, I gotta hear this news.
Well, I was worried because at first I thought maybe something had happened. I was like, oh my god,
No,
like I need to know.
no.
I was like, do not make me wait a night to hear. Just tell me, rip the Band-Aid, like give me a slap to the face, tell me, come on. And then it was good news.
Yeah, it was good news. I promise that if I ever have bad news, I'll let you know.
Write it in a letter and burn it.
It's okay. Wait. All good news all around.
I was already broken last night. I didn't need anything.
Oh, I know. It's okay. It was all good news. Nothing bad. But it's exciting. I've only just started. And this is truly like amazing.
I know, I'm so excited for you.
Yay!
And with that, we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
I hope everyone enjoyed my devoted TED Talk on 2 of the greatest romantic tragedies that happened last weekend. News about upcoming movies. Garrett's obsession with Ice Age. What we would bring to Armageddon and what we would not bring. Canberra. And Garrett's special life update. And we will see you all next weekend.
Oh my god. Goodbye.
Bye.